Hello, my name is Dennis, and in this video I will be explaining what we're going to be covering in this series of videos. So we're going to be installing Kubernetes in a virtual environment. We're going to be using Kubeadm. It is a tool to install Kubernetes. There are different ways to install, but this is more of what you would see in production. Um, there are other methods of installing, like utilizing kubespray and like Terraform. I may cover that as well, maybe down the line. So basically, yeah, we're going to be installing the manual way Kubernetes, but still utilizing Kubeadmin to streamline the process and kind of follow the best practices. So a little bit about how this is going to work. Well, first I want to say sorry about the screen size. I use small screens, they help me focus. So I don't think it's going to be an issue, but yeah, they are a lot smaller than what normally people will use. And another thing is I'm shooting for these videos to be about 10 to 15 minutes. We'll see how that goes, but that's basically what I'm going for. So requirements. You're going to need two machines. I'm going to utilize something called a kernel-based virtualization machine. It's running on Ubuntu, and it's utilizing Copilot. It gives me GUI, which I will show it off. So actually, let me do that right now. So this is running on my local network. I'm going to log in. It's a beefy machine, and we'll see that right now. So we go here. Has 16 CPUs, 64 gigabytes of RAM, and I have an SSD that is, let me see, storage. Yeah, I have a really nice SSD of 4 terabytes. So yeah, it's really fast, and so yeah, basically this is what I'm going to be utilizing. You can use two machines if you have two machines. I like nukes. You can get small 2 nukes. That's what I use for a lot of my stuff. And like I said, this is still a nuke. It's just that big beefy one. So let's go look at the virtual machines. So basically, I'm already gone through this and made sure that what I want to cover in these videos they work, and yeah. So basically, it's going to be a cluster of 2 nodes here. So basically, this is already, I've gone through this without recording, and so it has I have a control plane 0, worker node 0, and for networking, this machine has 2 NICs, and basically I take on my local network, I take one of the NICs, I created this bridge interface, put the NIC in there, so machines on my local network get I get IP addresses from my local network. If we, let's say, go on the control plane, we can see that if we go on the network, see bridge to LAN, bridge to, and so basically this is going to act like just another NIC on my local network. So that's that. Now let's go look at the so yeah, so these are the 2 machines, and now let's actually go look at the cluster. So let's go to the terminal. Let's clear this out. So this is the local machine where I'm recording. I'm going to explaining everything, how it goes. Right now, this may be over people's heads, but I will explain everything as we go along. So basically, one of the first thing I want to, if I do which KC and I do ll user local bin.kc, it's just a symbolic link So this is not a tool. I'm using kubectl. We're gonna use this so much. I highly recommend you put a link to it, like with Casey. It gives you a lot less typing. Yeah. So basically, this is running my kubectl. It's running. It's my local machine. Again, I'll show. There's a configuration file you can move, and this is talking to my control plane, my master node, and basically it's talking to this machine right here. Another thing that I'm going to cover, which I think is beneficial, especially if you're running on your own like local environment, getting an IP address inside your cluster is so basically, Kubernetes was designed to be in cloud, and so when you requested a resource of service called load balancer, your cloud provider would issue out an IP address for you. We're in a local environment. We don't have a cloud provider to issue an IP address. So let me show you. I use something called MetalLB. So let me see. And again, if you don't understand these commands, I'm going to go over everything. I'm just showing off the end product here. And so, yeah, I will go through everything. But here, let's go KC get nodes. And here we see that control plane 0 and we see the worker node. And I'm using version of Kubernetes 1.30.1. If I do KC get namespaces, again, I will explain what namespaces are. You'll see here that I have this MetalLB system. If I do KC get IP address pool, the namespace of MetalLB system, we'll see that I've created a pool of IP addresses. It can give out up to 10 IP addresses. It goes from 20 on my local network to 29. My DHCP gives IP addresses above 100, so these are statically, so there won't be any conflict with my local network. And my local network, I have a PI that's like DNS, NFS, Samba, and all that kind of stuff, all the services that a lot of my systems require. So now here we see that this will issue out IP addresses, and I did set up just for test purposes, I kind of created an Nginx server. So I put this in the namespace of test. So if we do KC get all namespace of MetalLB test, we can see here that a service of load balancer has been given an IP address of 10.0.1. Basically, from that pool, it took the first IP address. It's like, hey, here's an IP address on the network. Which makes this nice is that we can, if I go back, if we go HTTPC on our local network 10.0.1.20, we hit our Nginx server. So this is really nice because now we have access to the resource inside our cluster. And like I said, this is production ready. Most people will also utilize additional tools. They wouldn't just use Kubeadm. They usually like add Terraform, KubeSpray, and stuff like that. And like I said, I may cover those as well. And that's basically what we're going to be covering in this series. I will be making, this is a little bit shorter video, but yes, I will be making the next video, which next video should start off with installation of the control plane and the worker node. Thank you for watching.